So let's give an update as to the situation here. So unfortunately, you're not going to get Quaid versus Jake. It will not happen. I am sorry. Apparently Jake is unavailable and not responding to messages. So I'm not going to hold everybody up. Quaid is here. He's here. So in theory, your winner by default, it will be Big Sexy Teddy Quaid. He is the winner, ladies and gentlemen. So he has defended the title with the no-show. I feel like this is Bash at the Beach happening here, Bidwell. The fix is in.
It's those Canadians, man. You can't trust them.
I know you
Champion.
can't. But I can trust a fellow American. And, listen, Bidwell, I'm a man of the people, and the people have been clamoring in the chat. There is a name that is going around that they want to see a certain match. And I think I owe it to them since they've all been waiting patiently. I think it's only right to give it to them. So stepping in and accepting the challenge to make things very interesting, it will be Josh Tolles. Yes, the 5-time CTWC quarterfinalist will take on Quaid, and it will be a title match. Now that makes things very spicy because tomorrow Josh is scheduled to be on the program, and he's supposed to play Matt Martin. Those two are scheduled to play tomorrow. So this is where things get interesting, Bidwell, because if Josh is successful, then tomorrow's war to settle the score becomes a title match. How about that turn of events? I mean, I can't even book that in my wildest dreams, Bidwell.
Like we talk about 1990, but another event that happened in 1990, there was a little known fight in Tokyo between Mike Tyson and some weird underdog named Buster Douglas, and Evander Holyfield was sitting in the audience. He's like getting ready to fight Tyson next, and all of a sudden this upstart from Columbus, Ohio beat Kid Dynamite out of nowhere. The biggest upset in history, 42-1. And we had a new title fight after that. So this is the world of classic Tetris. We just, it's crazy. You get new champions all the time. We don't know. It hasn't happened yet, but we could have a new champion. We could have a new main event tomorrow night. This has been a tremendous pay-per-view for free. You don't have to pay a cent to watch this.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You were originally going to get the first ever matchup between Quaid and Jake. Jake was the #1 contender. We had a beautiful video package we were going to play, but I guess that's going down the toilet now. So, I'd like to thank Josh Tolles. He has stepped in. He is here, and he has accepted the challenge to take on the champion, the reigning defending Friendlies champion. So Josh will have a few minutes to warm up here, and Bidwell, you can speak on this. Josh has said many times that he likes to warm up on B-type before he gets games in. And I found it to be, it's smart because I feel like once I can get practice in the digging in all the different heights of 18 and 19, that I feel like I translate that much better into the gameplay. Would you agree?
You got to save your games. Like even this year's fantastic CTWC, there were still a lot of matches that topped out way too early, especially in the earlier rounds. And you got to make every point count. You got to make every match count, and to get that warm up in, get that B type in, get those digging skills, get those reps in before you face the champ.
And you will see the champ there in action. Let's flip his camera.
What's that belt look like? Let me see that. Let me see that 10 pounds of gold there.
Absolutely. I will show that to you in just a moment. We'll flip Quaid back there so you can see his beautiful face there on the proper side. Let's take a look. This is what Bidwell's talking about. This is what they will be fighting for, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Tetris Friendlies championship belt. These two combatants will go at it. The current defending champion, Quaid, he won it at our first ever Super Show in August. Tetris Friendlies rivals. He played Boom Tetris with Jeff, the king of Friendlies, to crown our very first ever champion. And Quaid victorious in 4 over Jeff. And he's been holding on to the belt Brock Lesnar style since, Bidwell. And this is his first title defense. Originally was going to play Jake. who defeated Cheesefish back at the Rivals episode as well to win the #1 spot. And this was the first time they were going to clash, but instead you're going to get Josh. Bidwell, do you know if there's any history between Quaid and Josh before?
I know Josh is an old school player. He went to several years to CTWC, sat out a few years, came back with a vengeance. And I love both these players. I love their games, but I don't know of any. I don't remember any CTWC battles between these two. I'm sure they played at some point, but I'm not Mike Tenay here. I don't have all the record books in front of me, but that is one sweet PNG file. That's worth all the effort these two are going to put in for that belt tonight.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, cost me good money to get that one done.
Hell yeah, let's go.
All right, so Josh, whenever you are ready, you take as much time as you need. It's kind of like in baseball, you gotta call in a pitcher. There's an injury timeout or whatever, and you gotta call in a pitcher. They get as much reps as they want. Right, Bidwell?
Yeah, the pitcher gets hit in the face with a line drive. They bring in the next guy. He gets all the extra time he needs. We'll just play. If we were a real baseball game, we'd be playing crappy '60s music in between the warm-ups here. But you get to listen to our sweet voices for a couple more minutes here as Josh is playing some B types at 18-4, it looks like, or 18-5. We'll find out once he finishes it here.
It is
10 lines to go.
18-4, correct? Yes.
Okay.
You ever complete 18-4, Bidwell?
Oh, hell no. I can barely do 18-0.
I've completed it twice.
You are the king of announcer players. We have that announcer battle royal in 9 to 10 months or so. Hopefully in Portland, Oregon. We'll see how that goes. But for right now, you can keep that title.
I appreciate that, but I would defer to you any day, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big-time match. It's going to be happening. Can't wait for this one.
Quaid, I think the second player with a Tetris manager. Bonus has Heather, of course, and Quaid has Steve as his manager. So I don't know how much they help. They certainly don't hurt, and it's a good thing these players are playing remotely, so we won't see any foreign object to interfere. And we want our clean finish here, and I think that's what we'll get.
I think we will. I don't think we're going to see any shenanigans here. I don't think we're going to get a run-in from Steve with a chair. And I think we are ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this the official way. Plain and simple. Sound of the bell means introductions, please. On the left-hand side, he is the reigning, defending, undisputed Friendlies heavyweight champion. Defeated Jeff at Tetris Friendlies Rivals in August of 2020 and has Brock Lesnar the belt. And, of course, don't forget, representing the great continent of Antarctica, a member of the top 64 in CTWC, and made it all the way as a top 32 contender, almost making it to the top 16 with his stellar dash performances. He is, simply put, the legendary, big, sexy Daddy Quaid! And his opponent on the right-hand side is coming through, accepted a challenge, and coming to save the show from utter disaster. You know him simply as the five-time CTWC quarterfinalist. And he is now fighting for the Friendlies Championship. It's Josh Jones! And with me on the commentary booth, ladies and gentlemen, it is the legendary man himself, Chris Bidwell! I am stoked for this, sir.
Let's go. Let's stop with this introduction stuff. Let's get some blocks dropping here right now.
Let's get the blocks dropping. We know Josh is ready. Quaid, I'm sure they've been ready for a long time. Let's just drop the count. They'll start when they start. Let's go. Count it down. Game number 1 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And we are going to move that beautiful belt now over to the champ side.
Move that over to the timekeeper's table.
Defending. And we're off. Here we go! Bidwell, what a surprise here. What a surprise. This is like...
Showing off the champ with his own finishing maneuver, the center well. Gotta love it.
You know, a lot of us have seen Josh play. Now, he's been very involved in the online community, Bidwell, and we've seen some really crazy gameplay from Josh and just how aggressive he plays. You know, for those that might not have been watching, you know, the CTWCs in the past, like myself, you know, seeing him for the first time was just like, I can't believe he plays this aggressive. But maybe you could speak on that you've known that for quite some time.
Arda a few years ago called him the blue-collar player. It's not quite right, but he does work for his points. And this crazy Tetris build to start to take the quick lead once he finally gets that line piece. There it goes. Tetris for Josh, 64K, Quaid 57K early on. We got center well versus center well play. Column 6 versus column 6. It's the Tetris well standoff of doom here.
And they are just playing that way.
Gotta love it. This is fun. We'll see if Josh transfers this well to column 7 or stays at 6. He's going to stay at 6. I guess that is the optimum column to play if you do play center well, but there's the disadvantage as Josh is building up his left side. So he can transfer over to a traditional well at any point. He's going to go to 7 now.
He's basically playing Tetris Bingo right now, Bidwell.
I love it. Quaid's run during CTWC, I got to call the opening rounds for that, and it was just, it's not the efficient way to play. If you're going to hear the top players say poo-poo on it, but it is so much fun to watch, and that's why I'm here. Thank you for the sub.
Thank you for the bits. Yeah, Stainslow with the 69 bits, of course. Hey now, that's awesome of you. Member of the TWO, Stainslow, big supporter over there on Total Radness. So score check, 147 for Quaid, 204 now for Josh. So he's in the lead. Well, 3 lines separate the two. And Josh, you can see, has gone back to the traditional right lane.
Like a magnet, the well just went back to the right side. Quaid, the one and only Quaid can maintain that an entire match. Josh will flirt around with it and had a good run with it, but now he's back to business, and he does have the slight lead here. Roughly halfway to transition. Quaid's got some issues now. We talked about that B-type digging practice that Josh had beforehand. Quaid's going to maybe get out of this with about a 4 or 5 more line solve here. But this is going to help Josh extend his lead. He is looking beautiful here. 280 through 72 lines.
Now he's at 303 while Quaid is at 203. So 100,000 points. Look, Quaid chips away a little bit there, but yeah, about 100,000 point lead after Josh gets another Tetris through the first 80 lines in game number 1 of this championship match.
An aggressive play there. Josh had a 2-wide well. He waited for a line piece to fill in that first part of that well rather than taking a burn and using a eyepiece, one of those JLT piece fill-ins there. So super aggressive early on, the middle way through transition here.
You see Josh going to just maybe look to clean away. He's going to make an L dependency in that center, and he's going to get the L for... Oh, no! There you go.
He's going dirty.
Yeah.
This is Josh freaking Bowles.
There it is.
You don't play no traditional here. Look at
dirty! Back-to-back dirty Tetrises for Josh Bowles. Oh, my word.
You might think to yourself, hey, this is a free pay-per-view. There's no payday here. He plays this way all the time, folks. This is his regular game. Now he's going left well.
And he's set up for it. He'll take the safety triple, and then he'll use the J to get set up. And there it is. Dirty Tetris on the left well, and a transfer back to the right side. That's beautifully done. Executing that so well, Bidwell. He's using the board like a painting. He's painting a beautiful picture right now.
And normally that's Quaid's game with the way he transfers wells, but Josh is out-Quaiding Quaid in this championship match right now. He's up about 100,000 points, nearly at transition here. Quaid has gone back to a traditional well. That's how thrown off he is tonight. We got a long way to go, though, in both this game and in the match in total. But it's already been a fun one.
And Josh setting up for another daddy
Wow.
in column 4. Oh, my word. Is so aggressive here. 4:59 for Quaid, 5:01 for Josh. We are getting close to transitions. 19 is looming here. Both players are dashed, so obviously it's going to be getting cautious. And there we go. Josh will transition first at 5:32. Quaid, center well. We'll go to 4:86. So
there it is. While manager Steve is looking on, cheering on his client. We have transitioned. Great transition scores. We got a mid 400s and a mid 500s. Well on our way to maybe 1 million points. I don't know. It'd be a great way to start this championship here.
absolutely. There's a Tetris for Josh. He'll go to 574. Josh subbing in for the Jake Games, who unfortunately no-showed here. And, Josh will maybe like about 5 minutes of warm-up, coming in hot for this first game.
I mean, even though Josh is a Canadian, we did get a far North American. I believe Josh is either in Minnesota or Dakota or Wisconsin. I forget which state, but he's in that cradle of classic Tetris players, along with Ben Mullen and several others in those upper northern Midwest states. Oh, wide dependency on the left. Josh, he's going to burn that down. He's going to get the Tetris. He does have the 30,000 point lead, so it's down to about a single Tetris. Quaid has caught up.
And Josh's going to get set up here for another dirty. He's waiting on that long bar. And there comes dirty Tetris there.
Level 22. Nice.
Just trying to cut this down. Just trying to open up that center well. Just need some helpful piece to do so. Quaid is at 663. Josh at 674. Josh getting higher and higher. Yeah, it's a very spicy start to this one.
They're in getting that danger zone. Both players are dashed, so you get past that halfway point, and it's going to be basically game over. Quaid with the column 3 well set up to take the lead if once he gets it. He's going to get droughted here a bit. Waiting. He's going to take a burn here. His options are becoming more and more limited. About a 30-piece drought at this point. There's the Tetris to take the lead. Neck and neck here. 4,000 point difference. Quaid with the tiniest of leads. Josh with the column 5 open. There it is.
And there's
Well,
another
be
one.
a heck of a finish here.
Yeah, there's another one for Josh. Josh goes to 775. Quaid at 746. Quaid a center well still. He gets another one down there to go to 778. Josh at 779. Oh my God, Bidwell, we are on the later stages.
Difference. Let's go.
It's so tight right now. And Josh is working with a little bit of a left. Now he's going to go with a column 3 setup. And he's got it ready. He needs the long bar. Here it comes. Oh, beautiful dash control. We're going to level 28 for Josh at 848. Quaid at 800,000. Bidwell. Oh, this is going to be a fantastic finish.
Quaid's got a 3 high well ready to be opened up. He's going to need all these points he could get because he's down now by 45,000 points. Quaid is known for those final Tetrises because now Josh has got some Swiss cheese. He's not going to be able to finish it out with a Tetris.
Josh finishes with 871. Quaid has only got 6 lines left. There's a daddy Tetris. Oh, man. Quaid's going to set up for one more. He needs to set up for one more. He's only got one more line to go.
Oh, can he set it up? He's got it set up. Won't be enough.
Oh!
Will he get it? Oh, he missed it by 1 frame. Holy cow.
He hangs it.
Somebody in chat, that would have been 34,800. Would that have been enough to overtake Josh had he got that piece over? It would have been right there. That was 1 Tetris difference.
Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah, because Josh finished with 871. Quaid, 848. That Tetris, that dirty Tetris would have won game 1, but instead Josh holds, and he'll take game 1. What a start to this one. GG's.
Love it. I mean, you got a feel for the champ, but great match. Great game 1 in this match. Josh is just looking at his phone like, whatever.
And they said a tough ending, but I'm sure.
Right there. Just checking on business.
The Iceman. Oh, my word. Josh is similar to a Dean Malenko style in that he has 1,001 holds there. He's got 1,001 moves in this game. Unbelievable gameplay. What a finish there in game number 1. They are both ready to go. Bidwell, please do the honors. Maybe we'll see another fantastic one in game 2. Go ahead.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris!
See Josh all smiles there. Obviously, he should be smiling and gets the game 1 victory. Just coming in hot. 5-minute warm-up. He's like, yeah, I'll come in. Yeah. I'll save you, King. And here he is, just pulling out a casual 871 to win game 1. Unbelievable.
More of a Josh Toll smirk than a smile, but you gotta love it. He's here to play. He's ready to take that belt and change your whole card for the pay-per-view for tomorrow night.
I know. I mean, I'm gonna have to get Dog on the phone and let him know I need to revise some of the artwork that he made for me. So.
I love that our Tetris World Champion also does graphic design on the side. I love this scene so much. Josh hanging up that Z early on. This is going to give Quaid a chance to take a tremendous lead early on. He's already up 16,000. And take the safe play there. That's interesting on Quaid's part. You get that second game letdown. That tends to happen a lot. You get the hot first game, second game, go back to the 18 speed, and you overcompensate to get a little too lazy. Maybe both players had it, but Josh sets up the column 5 Tetris. Keeps the well open for another one.
Yeah, this most certainly is a battle of unorthodox stacking from our players here, and that's what you're going to get. This is turning into really a barn burner if we can get similar gameplay for this one.
You take that orthodox, nice and shiny, and shove it in a particular place sideways, because it's all about the points here, and both these players are going to earn those points any way they can.
Yeah, they most certainly don't leave anything on the table. They go all in and really don't like to waste lines at all.
This is so much fun to watch. Josh with the column 3 Tetris set up. Quaid going to traditional well. And score check. Josh has built up a 60,000 point lead early on. But if it's anything like last game, what happens at the line 40 mark doesn't really matter too much. It's what's going to happen at the level 28 mark.
So 220 here for Josh, 166.
Man. These are supposed to be friendly. These aren't supposed to be gut-wrenching. This is great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is turning into a very exciting match. We would look for probably this one was going to come down the road at some point here. Obviously Quaid the champ. Josh is in the top 10 rankings for the Friendly Championship. And, Josh has been in a bit of a little snide in some of the friendly matches. He's been taking on a lot of tappers lately. And obviously, the skill level that they, preside over, just get out of certain jams that any other DAS player find difficult. But that kind of experience has given Josh the ability to hang in there and play, continue his aggressive style. Hasn't really changed that much.
I love that he's taken Quaid's game right to him. It's so much fun. So he's built up a 100,000 point lead now at the 80 line mark. Quaid, though, getting the traditional column 10 Tetris. Shrinking it back down to 60,000 points. That's about a 2.5 Tetris lead. Josh continuing to build those center wells. Guy's a little dependent. He's going to need a square entry. Now he's going to get some cleanup now. Whereas Quaid has a absolutely beautiful column 6 Tetris. 7, my bad. See, that's the whole counting thing.
But instead of a dirty Tetris up high.
He's going to get another one set up with that L. Will RNG deliver? Yes, it will. maintains the 100,000 point lead as we approach 100 lines. What's Quaid got to do?
First thing he's got to do is get out of this mess.
Yeah, you keep playing, keep surviving. Although he's going to have to burn that down before transition. DAS players cannot hang out up here. Tetris boards are very strict in who they let hang out on their boards at certain times of the day.
He is, give him credit, he's fighting through. He's doing a line by line, brick by brick, as they would say. And he's staying alive. That's what you got to do. At least give him a fighting check, because you never know. When we get to the 19 speeds, things could fall apart for Josh. And then if that happens early enough, Quaid might have enough time and room to catch and tie this one up. So, you know, that's the key. You got to survive.
A 3-4 line solve here will open up that column 4 well for Quaid. And there it is. He is out of danger and behind by 140,000 points nearing the transition. So assuming he gets these pieces, he should be able to get his Tetris rate back up again. Now Josh is in some trouble, coming really close to transition. This is not where you want to be at 123 lines. He's got 4 lines of weight on that Tetris well. And again, the Z Spire on the right, not the place you want to be at transition.
Beautiful solves by Josh.
He gets out of that. My goodness. Aggression and the stone cold Dean Malenko face just doesn't faze him at all. He's like, I got this, dude.
Yeah, he had the beautiful solves there, and he is Tetris ready. Meanwhile, Quaid's got some mess going on. Quaid's at 422, Josh at 555. He's got a good lead, so Josh, all he got to do is just try to survive. Quaid at this height is getting very dangerous. Oh, nice adjustment to square to set up for the burn across for a double. 428 for Quaid, 609 for Josh. He's looking really spicy now, Bidwell, for Quaid.
Oof, just lots of cheese everywhere. He's gonna get the line piece, gonna get a triple out of it, but I don't know what he can do with those. He's got a Z of Doom in that gap of holes. I don't know what he can do to burn that down. And that's gonna be it. And Josh is gonna take a commanding 2-0 lead in this championship match here on Tetris Friendlies Tuesday night edition.
Unbelievable. Jato, 647. He's good. As Bidwell says, for game 2, he's got the 2-0 lead, and he's put the champ now on the ropes, and he's going to look for the knockout blow in game 3. GG's to both.
Quaid's going to have to hulk up here, and I have no doubts that he can do it.
All right, both our players are ready to go. Let's count them down. Crucial game 3 for Big Sexy in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Away we go. Josh almost smirked there. But he knows he's still got his work cut out for him if he wants to take this belt.
And you can't be relaxed now. His aggressive play has worked so far for the first 2 games, so you got to keep the pedal to the metal. It's what brought you to the dance, and I would probably imagine he's going to stick with that. Quaid, on the other hand, you know, we'll see. Now he's got to be in a little bit more of a defensive mode. He's got to be a little bit more cautious about that center well, and you know, pick his spots, I would say, because now survivability is the key. He doesn't have any more games to give.
100% Tetris rate so far for Quaid. Josh looking good as well. Those 2 singles are the only difference right now in score.
And you can see on the left side there, you got Steve. He is watching along. He is trying to will Quaid into winning here.
Little concern from the manager there, but he has faith in his man.
You know, Bidwell, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you know, you talked about that there are at least 2 managers in the world of Classic Tetris. You said Heather is one, and of course Steve there on the left is another. But I almost forgot, but how could we forget? There is a third one, the lovely lady, the Demon Diva, Delo's.
Yeah,
she calls herself the advocate for Delo.
I like that. And of course, now I'm thinking of Anna and Uncle Mike as well, although they kind of they're like a tag team more than a manager-client relationship there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Some tag team friendlies started up. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that might be something happening in 2021. You might be seeing some tag belts exchanged around here. I got a four-way scene.
Let's go. Both boards looking great right now. Josh handling that overhang with a nice tuck and a spin. Like a pro.
Absolutely. Those spins at the top there can be dicey if you miss it. But like you said, he's a pro. 5-time CTWC quarterfinalist.
Quaid with the 20,000 point lead here. Now 259 to 242, so half a Tetris roughly. Maybe not quite a full Tetris. But both players are in good shape. I see a zombie there. Oh, that's a subscriber or viewer for Quaid. Everybody give him a follow.
Obviously after the match, of course. But then again, he's probably not even paying attention. He's paying attention to the game, and I'm sure Steve has already got Tiny Dancer going on. That is the key to success for the champ.
Oh, the Elton John straps. That's right.
Yeah, it comes clutch all the time.
So Josh with the 2 wide well. He's going to fill in with a J and a T, and now he's Tetris ready. Look at these dueling column 10s. What the heck happened here? We turned into a traditional match all of a sudden. Didn't get serious till game 3, but both players are lighting it up right now. This is very good pace for both players. 339 really. Josh, 362 Quaid.
Yeah, these are absolutely huge scores going on right now. And interesting point, Bidwell, is that you see they stick it to right wells for the most part right now. It was interesting. I had Buko on the show here a few months back when we had Quaid in action, and he mentioned to me that sometimes people get the misconception that Quaid only likes to do center wells. He said that he popularized it, but really he is more of a right well player. It just seems that people kind of gravitated to him because of his run at the 2015 championships, making the center well look so cool. But I was told otherwise.
Well, you know how giraffes camouflage each other by having those stripe patterns, and you see a whole line of giraffes. If one of those giraffes has like a red streak across it, the rest of the giraffe is still black and white, but that red streak will make it stick out like a sore thumb. And that's not the best analogy I can come up with, but that's exactly why Quaid's center well play is so amazing to watch, because it's just so different from the traditional play of so many of the other players.
Agreed.
But here we go. We're going to transition well over 500,000, assuming there's no issues here between now and transition. Josh already at 526 at 114, so he could have a 600 transition here. There's Quaid's just crossed the 500 part, so we're going out with a bang here.
This is really a spicy game number 3 going on. Huge scores from both our combatants. Josh looking to close it out. The champ looking to get another one in. Send us to a game 4. Major lumbar dependency going on for Josh now. This is very dangerous.
Ooh, needs that line piece now. He's going to have to fill in the well, and he's got a garbage there. This is going to be tough. This is transition time too. I don't know. And my stream froze. There it goes. Oh, he's going to top out at 552.
552. Yeah, unfortunately, that was a major lumbar drought for Josh. All the lumbars are coming during the game, and then when he needed it the most, they didn't come. So Big Sexy survives with a 559, and he was getting close to the top there too. He'll take it, and he survives another one. They'll make it a 2-1 series now. GG's.
So many of those dream games in 18 fizzle out either right before the transition or right after the transition. And both those games were well on their way to 600,000 point transitions, and just poof. They both went poof near the top there. But we get to keep playing. We get to keep watching Tetris, so I'm happy. So it's 2-1 Josh. Quaid's going to keep pressing for a reverse sweep. He's not giving up that belt that easily. He's going
to go down with a fight without question. So let's get our players ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris again, number 4. A pivotal one is coming up now.
Josh putting the Z on the right. Yes, SC. I always get those confused. See, left, right counting. I'm awful. But setting up the column 3 Tetris right away, and with the line burst, gets it right away. Don't rely on that RNG all the time. Not good strats, but with a perfect transfer over to column 6 and another Tetris. Unconventional, perfect 100% Tetris rate for Josh to start. And Quaid's got the 7 troll points. Can knock down a second Tetris.
So Josh's spicy build is starting to look really spicy now. He's going to need the right pieces to get out of this. Let's see what he's got in mind. He's going to take a double with an S, and then that J will open up the center, but he's not going to be Tetris ready.
Needs a glass of milk to put that fire out right now. Gets that line piece, he'll be in good shape, but he's not going to get it. So little cleanup time for Josh. Steve's going full. I don't know what song they're playing, but they're jamming out. They're having a good time. And early on here, Quaid is up big, 137 to 86. But as we saw in the last game, Josh was up big, but Quaid just kept in it, and Josh topped out. So the opposite could happen this time. Play it out. Every point matters.
Yeah, and again, this is a absolutely interesting matchup where both these guys similar type of play styles in that they can get aggressive. They don't go with conventional right wells. They just play pretty much Tetris bingo. They go anywhere that they feel like is optimized for them. You know, I think whereas you and I, Bidwell, if we try to do this type of strat, I think we top out within the first 10,000 points every time.
I'm just saying we're topped out already.
Exactly.
Quaid with the column 4 opened up. Josh with the double line dependency. Away we go. Josh banging down the Tetris. He's starting to catch up a bit. It's 215 to 171 now. About a 2-3 Tetris difference here for Josh. But he's got that horrific build that he's on top of and just keep throwing more and more weight. He's just waiting for that line piece and it's not coming. And Quaid continues to bang down the Tetrises to widen that lead.
And Josh is getting those pieces over to the left side, thankfully.
That's tremendous for a DAS player. Is he quick tapping those over, you think, or is that just...
No, I think those are full charge all the way. I think he's just... That's the thing about Josh. His DAS control is so incredible. And again, I really... Yeah, I really think that it's all that B-type training, because I know from a personal standpoint that my DAS has gotten much better due to that, because you have to practice so often to maintain the charge when you're playing on those higher heights. And I think that's just all those years of practice for him.
Oh, aggressive column 2 setup here. That's not optimal because it requires double line pieces, but it's going to pay off for Josh. We got a 40,000 point match here. Josh has stayed alive. We're approaching 90 lines, so not quite transition time yet.
You know, the champ here holding strong. He's at 343. Josh at 260. Josh ahead in lines as well by about 8. So in favor of Quaid, he can score more points. If we get to transition, he'll have that ability.
The dirty column 1 Tetris. You gotta love it. The Zoom eating Tetris, as I like to call it. Clean enough for a Zoom meeting. Here we go. So Quaid has built up that lead now to about 70,000 points. Quaid with the unfortunate line burst, but does get the third one finally to bang down a Tetris in column 8. 413, 311, 100 to up. Now Josh in trouble.
Yeah, it's just getting really spicy.
Will those B-type warm-ups help him here? Looking good so far.
Yeah, this is where you need...
liner LJ.
Yeah, there's that L was perfect. There's a square for the double. So this is where you need RNG to be so kind to you right now. Just give you those pieces to fill in. And it's happening for him. He sets up a delayed burn with a T.
Yeah.
So, and there you go. Oh,
wow.
Did you see that?
Right before the transition. He had to do that now. Had he screwed around with that any longer, he would have topped out. And he is still in this game. He's down 110,000 points. But anything can happen post-transition. That is classic Tetris in a nutshell. At its highest levels, as we are watching tonight on Tetris Friendlies with the one and only Kingsman.
And here we go. Josh is on the 19. He's at 380. The champ at 492, over 100,000 points, and he's still got 7 lines to go. So Josh is low enough at the bottom here on 20 that he can clean this up, but he's going to have to start pouring on the points.
So Quaid's going to have a 500-plus transition here.
And opted not to go with the J for the double. There's the triple instead. He'll transition at 524. Great score. Josh, meanwhile, has got a center well, and he'll get a Tetris to go to 447. They're off and running, Bidwell. Here we go. Game number 4. Josh was looking for it.
That's what we want to see here. And this is where you dial back the aggression slightly, especially for DAS players. Whereas in 18, you would have seen both players probably build up their well a bit. Now they're both taking triples when they get that line bar.
Quaid is up a little high here.
Yeah. This is troublesome.
Ooh, that early shift of the Z.
But he got it.
And a very smart move by Quaid to put the line bar flat. Most people would have just put it up vertically to try to burn a line. And he is still alive, but it's getting... Oh, that misdrop of a Z!
Oh, no!
That S misdrop is done. And Josh is starting to come back here. 543 for the champ. He's finished. Josh is at 528. Oh, my word. We need to get to 544, Bidwell, and we could have a new champion.
This is a very Paul Tezzi-esque chase down here. 1,000 more points will do it. And the stream froze, but I got to imagine that he did it.
Well, I got the stream here. I got the stream here. There it is. He's done it! Josh Tolls! He's coming! Coming out of nowhere, giving you an RKO! And he's defeated the champ! 3-1, which means game 4 is no more.
Slide that PNG file across the screen there, Kingsman. We have a new champion.
What a turn of events.
Look at that. We even saw some midriff there.
Bidwell, can you believe it? Can you believe it? The booking committee has made it so. Josh Tolls, ladies and gentlemen, is your new Tetris Friendlies champion.
Arda called him a blue-collar Tetris player, and Josh to be a blue-collar champion. He's going to defend that belt tomorrow night. He's going to do the back-to-back on the same pay-per-view. Will he drop the belt tomorrow, or can he hold it all the way through? I don't know. I can't wait to find out. Look at the smile on Josh's face.
What an amazing game being played. Bidwell, I mean, this is the perfect ending to how Tetris Friendlies normally goes. You know, it's a wrestling style oriented program with crazy booking, crazy matchups that happen. And sure enough, the booking committee came in, did a run-in. They took Jake out. He has lost. Quaid, victorious, the DQ. But then look who comes in. Josh Tolls comes in to save the day. Says, I'll challenge Quaid. He accepts. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The new champ is here. on tonight's Tetris Friendlies. And just like Bidwell said, ladies and gentlemen, things get a lot spicy now. Because tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Tolles is originally scheduled to play. And he was going to face Matt Martin for the war to settle the score. Well, it now becomes a heavyweight championship match. The title will be defended tomorrow night.
Matt Martin could be your champion tomorrow. What a turn of events.
The title might be turning hands in just mere 24 hours, ladies and gentlemen. You could have 3 champions in 24 hours. I can't believe it. Bidwell,
poor
crazy.
Dog. Canadian getting screwed out of yet another title. You gotta feel for him. You snooze, you lose.
Oh my word! Tremendous, tremendous job. Who'd have thought when the night started that man right there on your left would be the champ? Let's take a look at him one more time, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Congratulations to Josh Tolles. He's the man, baby. He's the man at the top. He's the man to chase now. Congratulations to him. And, obviously, kudos to the champ before, our previous champion, Quaid, for accepting the challenge. He's a true man. He always talks about being a man, Bidwell. Well, he's a true man. He took on Josh without any qualms, and they gave us a show without question.
Yeah, all 3 games went post-transition. 4 games went, well, I guess that second game was close right before transition. There was no dirty games in that game. Every game was earned in that match, and it was a hell of a ride. GG's to both players.
Without question. Wow, what an ending to tonight's show. Wouldn't have thought that in a million years, ladies and gentlemen. So
I should do these more often. Wow. I get all the fun ones.
Listen, you have an open invite every time, sir. Every time.